Chapter 19. What are the odds? I thought I knew everything about money until recently. And guess what? I learned it not from an article, email, or educational video, but from the comment section of a virtual conference. What are the odds? You remember the 50-20-30 rule we talked about earlier, right? The one that helps you categorize your income into needs, wants, and savings or investments. I'm sure you do. Well, I found out today that some people don't have issues with budgeting. In fact, they are experts at it. So much so that they even give people budgeting advice. That sounds like a good thing, right? So I'm sure you're wondering why I sound like my eyes have seen the unspeakable. Let me tell you the full story for context. I was invited to speak at a virtual conference on wealth building for millennials, and I was so excited. As usual, I prepared my slides and talking points. The D-Day came, and after my citation was briefly read, my session started. 25 minutes into my talk, I paused to drink water. Any questions? I asked. After 5 minutes of answering people who were bold enough to turn on their cameras to ask, I decided to look at the comments to answer people who would rather type. Is betting bad? That was the first question I saw. Before I could open my mouth to give a firm reply, which I thought was a rather obvious and common one, another comment caught my eye. Of course not. It's an investment. It continued. As long as you have a budget for it every month. I almost spilled the water in my mouth, losing composure. I've heard many opinions of people about money, but this one was one for the books. First of all, it's a what? Secondly, a monthly budget for betting? I couldn't believe my eyes. Whether or not I believed what had just happened, the truth remains that there are people who think the same way. I pretended to be unfazed and focused on giving a clear response to the person who asked the question. This was my response. I'll be honest with you. Sports betting and all forms of gambling exist in the first place because there's a market for them. I continued. If it were bad, it would probably be illegal and not as unfortunately popular as it is today. The question you should be asking is, can I build wealth through betting? The answer to that is a solid no. I went on and on about how betting gradually becomes an addiction that causes you to take impulsive and unrealistic risks with the hopes of cashing out big. That definitely does something to your financial health, but also it becomes a habit that could affect other areas of your life. I never thought I'd have to teach people what to budget for and what not to budget for. But the day came, and I happily took on the responsibility. Just off the top of my head, I can think of many reasons why you shouldn't indulge in betting or any form of gambling. Yes, there's a market for it, but by the singular fact that you're reading this book, I know for sure that that market is not you. Betting is for people who think wealth can be built overnight, not for the financially educated like you who know better. Wealth building is a process that takes time. Besides, the addiction to fast money can lead to one borrowing money from all their family members and friends so they can cash out even bigger. When all the money is lost, where does one start? Do they turn to stealing or borrowing some more? How much debt can a person endure before they slip into depression? And no, betting does not count as an investment. It's gambling. There's a difference. Gambling is almost like a Ponzi scheme. It's only that the scammer doesn't run away with your money. You know where they are, but you can't do anything to get back your money or get them arrested because it's legal. And worst of all, you become addicted and you keep going back to give them your money. You see, these are the things nobody talks about. It's easy and legal to bet. But what are the risks? The financial, psychological, and mental risks are nothing you want to be associated with, I promise you. You're far better off putting your money in safe, secure investments from verifiable fund managers like mutual funds, bonds, or even stocks if you have a high-risk appetite. Betting may seem inviting as a quick and easy way to get rich. You might decide that you'd only bet with money that you can afford to lose, right? But isn't that how it starts? A little here, a little there, and before you realize, you're sucked up, knee-deep in an addiction you can't control, betting with your school fees or your house rent. And when the bet master's finances come crashing down, you also crash along. Likely sent out of school, can't afford rent, sell your car to pay off debts. What then? Don't get me wrong. Some people, after years of indulging, retrace their steps, build better habits, and have healthier financial lives in return. But it's best not to even start in the first place, because who knows? The odds may not be in your favor. Love from Okpe.